Hey everybody, welcome back to some D2 for the night. Got about another, maybe an hour or so, 45 minutes that we were gonna work on our sorceress a little bit. So I believe the last place that we left off, let's try and remember. We could definitely use a better weapon, but we were just going to run the tower for a little bit. Try and get a Taleth room. Or up to about level maybe 12 or so, trying to get out of there. And we'll also try to get some cash, because we're a little bit short on money. We've got about 12,000 gold right now, but eventually I would like to be able to go over to Akara and grab a fast cast rate wand, which I do not know exactly how expensive fast cast rate wands are. That's pretty cheap. Okay, well, problem solved. We don't need any money anymore. We'll use that. That'll work for me. Trying to remember what I have where in terms of my hotkeys. Got a Frost Nova, and I think pretty much all we're doing is Charge Bolt. We do have our static field down there. But I don't know if we don't really need static field for anything that we're trying to go after right now. Hey Rice, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Hope you're having a good night. Friday before a long weekend, so it's nice to do a little bit of relaxing before a longer weekend. So as when we had stopped last time, it was really convenient that we happened to have 3 shrines on our way to the tower, which is just great, because that means we are going to get plenty of experience, assuming I don't fight the dust here, while we are doing our leveling. I'm just gonna skip those guys. I don't really feel like biting the dust this early in the night. It'd be nice if I didn't die quite that quickly. Archers aren't bad experience-wise, but they do kind of hit truck. Yeah, like that. So it's pretty easy to get put in the hit recovery there. Do I want to bother going to get them? Sure, we'll see if we can go run and get our body. It's a combination of A, I'm not good enough to navigate around them, but B, they do just hit pretty hard. And their arrows are, I don't know if they're cold enchanted or what, but at any rate, they do cold damage. So they can pile on top of you, especially champion packs like that. If you're not, speedrunner good, or at the very least, if you're not better than I am, then they will hit you pretty hard. So let's just see if we can snag our body and get out of there. Nope. Just head out, grab our body, and we'll try it again. Fortunately, we don't lose anything other than a little bit of time. It's the joy of both single player and not. Oh look, we even got our little experience shrine all over again. We're just starting all over again. Single player and softcore. It's easy enough to just leave, come back. We do have Winston here with us tonight too. Winston is sitting next to us. Man, I need to be a lot better at aiming this. I feel like they're aiming up and to the left of where I'm going. I know the pathing is just weird on Charge Bolt, but I've forgotten how weird it is. I don't use it that much. Alright, so if we encounter any archers over here, we'll just let them go. just let them go. Let's see, what do we need? I think we do eventually need to get up to like 25 strength. We'll just throw it all in there so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then what do we want to build? We're eventually, I mean, we can kind of respec to whatever we need to, so it's not like we're stuck in any particular skill tree right now, because that's the advantage of Pluggy, unlike playing online or playing, you know, with like a normal single player. We don't have to stay in whatever it is that we're playing at the moment. I'm trying to stay away from him so that when he dies, we miss his cold explosion, which we were fortunately able to do right there. So pretty much our only goal for tonight is just run the tower a few times. And whatever tends to happen first, either we get to, I don't know, 12, 13, 14, something like that, or we get a Tau rune and an Eth rune. We're not trying to speedrun it, but those are going to be really helpful for us later. Because we'll be able to make stealth armor out of those, and that'll give us faster cast rate, faster hit recovery, and faster run walk, all of which will be just fantastic. I think we were able to find a couple of boss packs down here. Yeah, there's one. Come on out here. Man, that hit recovery is really going to help. Boy, you guys lightning enchanted or what? You guys take a hit. Wow.
I need mana. I can't carry anymore.
We'll just pick all that up. Throw away the bow, we don't need that. Can always get some cash out of the stuff over here. Tend to need more mana than life, so. I think now that we're up to about 20 strength, we'll leave the 20 strength for a while. And then keep buffing our vitality to get more life. Because we are pretty weak right now. Fire enchanted. It's too much. Neff and Eld. But a light belt and a dirk might help us out a little bit. Where are you, Deckard? Get away from your phone. We don't really have much in the way of equipment that we need right at the moment. We're pretty good on equipment. Do we want that later? Not really. Dirk wasn't actually worth anything. Poison res and MF, it's not going to help. Poison res, I mean, it's sure infinitesimally better than what we've got, but hey, FCR ring, how about that? Just like that, 30 FCR, that's not a bad start for the night. Grab some mana pots. Plenty of mana pots. Stash our runes, and we are off to another run. So we have none of the runes that we are after yet, which is really too bad.
Not in town.
Did I get... No, I don't have my cold armor yet. Stamina shrine. There's almost always going to be a useful shrine over here for us. Stamina shrine, skill shrine, ideally an experience shrine. But, they're all going to help out. I mean, okay, an armor shrine is kind of trash, but of the three of them, odds are one of them will be good. And we mostly just ignore all of the non-uniques. So all of the little things we pretty much just ignore. Maybe we'll start doing static field. It's one of those things that requires some practice. I'm not terribly well practiced at it, but we can try it. I think I'm gonna want to move it. I don't really need the run walk anymore. Okay, I'll just try and get used to it. I'm kind of used to it on a different hotkey. Let's see, we'll go ahead and get frozen armor because that will help save my life a lot. Frozen armor is nice because then when something hits you, it gives you a moment to get away from it.
I can't carry anymore.
Alright, so the thing that I'm hitting is B, but I need to go for V. Try and remember. Excuse me. I don't know why, but I am just addicted to hitting those graves that are right there. Ooh, spectral hit. Skull cap might be worth it. Who knows? So what I need to get better at doing, and what I'm going to try to practice here, is stringing those together. So ideally we do that, and then we hit him with static field, and then we throw some charged bolts on him to actually finish him off. So I need to practice that particular movement. I think what I'm going to end up having to do is drink a mana potion right as I'm getting started doing that. Because the static fields will very quickly suck up all of that mana. Like that. Right, that one did a little bit better. I think I'll actually spend
I am overburdened.
a little bit of our next few points on energy. Energy is usually not something that you want to spend it on, but given that we can kind of willy-nilly move things around, why do I have dexterity points? I have no idea why I put dex in there. Maybe I needed it for something? I don't know. Faster hit recovery will help. We'll throw that on. I have no idea how we got 5 dexterity points in there. That had to be a misclick at some point in the past. Okay, Tal Room, throwing amulet. Not bad. I don't know why I opened that. We're not going back to town. Cool, so that's one of the runes that we need. We will let Deckard identify our other stuff. Sell a lot of it. Stash up on some pots while we're over here. We'll hold on to those rejuvenation potions, because eventually we will want them. But right now we don't really need them. Is this fire shine? Sure, she's fire enchanted down there in the bottom, so could always be good. I'll take a stamina shrine over a resist fire shrine though, since we still kind of need that a little bit. Yes, small shield for anything. Boop, 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 boop. Now, it's my understanding that most speedrunners at this point would transition over to something like a Nova. But as you can see, I am not a speedrunner. So we will stay away from Nova. Nova is more effective at killing things. You have to be a little bit more skilled at using it. So you kind of pop into a group, use a Frost Nova to slow them down, static field to get their life mostly down, and then come in with like 1 or 2 Novas to finish them off. 2, 3 maybe. Depends on how good you are. That wasn't bad. I'm a little bit happier with the way that we did that right now.
I am overburdened.
We're just gonna run away from those guys because they've been bad enough for us in the past. We'll go ahead and get another vitality. The other nice thing that we get when we get vitality, let's actually go another in static there too to get... We'll keep bumping the range on static so that we get a bigger range on it. Yeah. I don't remember what I was saying. Hey Winston, are you awake? Winston is now shaking the mic because he is scratching himself. You good, bud? Did you get it? Okay. Oh, right. I remember what I was talking about now. The other nice thing about adding to vitality is not just you get more life. That's nice. But it's harder for monsters to put you into what's called hit recovery. So if they do... I never remember the amount. It's like 10-15%. Wow. Jerk move. Bunch of archers sitting down there. Wow. Not nice. I'm gonna go back to those archers. Because I don't like them. I think it's something like 15-20% of your health. If they hit you for that quantity of your health, then you get put into what's called hit recovery. And if you get put into hit recovery, you can't recover from whatever action it is you were doing. And so you just kind of sit there stun locked for a second, or a fraction of a second, not literally a second. We're just going to walk out of there. Somebody better than I could probably kill them when they're all bunched together like that. Not me. That's fine. Just walk into my charge bolts. It's a perfectly good way to go about doing it. So the more life we have, the harder it is for them to put us into hit recovery, because that if they hit for the same number of damage points, then that's a smaller fraction of our life total, so it's a little bit less likely that they will put us into hit recovery. Still some ith runes. We've got ith, LL, Nef. I believe it's 3 Nefs that become an L or an eth rune, so I don't think that's actually going to help us when it comes time to, for example, upping our runes. So if you have 3 of any low level runes, you can use an item that will pick up in Act 2 to transmute those runes into whatever the next higher rune is. And I think that we need 3 Nefs in order to get to an eth, because Nef is 4 and eth is 5, I think. But don't quote me on that. I mean, we could very well end up cubing up Nef runes only to find out that that was not the one that we wanted. So that's good, you know,
Not
getting
enough
a
mana.
little bit more comfortable with that pattern that we had there. I still don't do it quite as flawlessly as we could, but definitely an improvement from what it was a few minutes ago.
I need mana.
I think the big thing is I run into them right now. And I run out of mana right as the static field is running out. And then when I switch over from static field into charge bolt, I'm out of mana. And so I gotta hit the keyboard to drink a rejuvenation or drink a potion. That takes time. Meanwhile, they are slowly unfreezing from my frost nova. So we'll just have to keep getting better. We're not even gonna bother. I will get ripped every time to them, I've learned. We will just run right past them. Which is too bad, because they are good experience. I think for the Devilkins, we'll just wipe them out. Huh, unique scimitar. Look at that. Not that it's really going to help us that much, but, you know, great to have. Alright, so we are 12. We could get our Nova now. What's wrong, Winston? Trying to get comfy, buddy? You okay? Okay, you gonna sleep like that? We could switch into Nova. I mean, especially given that we can, you know, just rearrange things as we want. I kind of like the idea of being doing a fireball source for a little while. Fireball's always kind of fun. Cost 5, which is about the same as our charge bolt. The only nice thing about the charge bolt over the fireball is charge bolt will shotgun. So it's a little bit nicer for enemies with a lot of HP. But we do have static field that would work on them. So maybe what we'll do is we'll take this run. I don't know why I did that. Hey, look at that.
I can't
See?
carry anymore.
We're doing a little bit better. We were actually able to take out a champion pack, which is nice. Anyway, we do have static field, which is going to be huge all the way through normal, because there's no limit in normal to how low static field can get their life. So it's not the end of the world that fireball does slightly less damage. Actually, I'm going to keep that 2-socket helm just in case we come across some Ral runes, because Ral runes are going to be really helpful into Act 4 if we can come up with a handful of runes. Oh, good archers. But I'm hoping we'll get our... Okay, well, I mean, there's the round rune that we were talking about. But we still need our F rune. None of that'll sell. But I think that scimitar... Oh, never, it does give all res 15. Which could potentially be nice. I mean, it's a great sort of starting weapon for a melee character, but it really doesn't have anything that we need on it. But in the interest of always picking up our uniques, we will go ahead and hold on to it. That is an utterly useless charm that we've got there, as well as an utterly useless ring. But we can sell it, grab a little bit of money for it.
Not here. Yes?
Sell that, grab some more of these. I'm gonna drink all of my, or at least a lot of my minor healing pots, because it seems that they're not, at any rate, I'm not good enough to get away with just one minor. I tend to need quite a few miners. This is great. We keep getting these experience shrines. We'll keep going. I think, 13, 14, something like that is kind of when the tower might start slowing down for us in terms of experience. Because we can always come back. We can't use the Tal-Eth yet anyway. And we're not really in a hurry to finish up the game. So.
Not enough mana.
That worked pretty well. That was a little bit better. I mean, it helps now, given where we are, that I kind of know that they're there. So it's a little bit easier for me to anticipate, there's people around here.
I am overburdened.
Like such. Like such. Nice group down here. Cool. So, I mean, you can see there was like 3 boss groups right there. And we got almost, like half a level or something out of them with this experience shrine, which is just fantastic. Excuse you. It's not very polite. Hit the graves. Maybe on our next run we'll just try Fireball. See how we like Fireball. It would only be a level 1 Fireball. Maybe what we'll do is we'll get up to 13 so that we could at least have 2 in Fireball. And then we'll try it out and see what we do. There's 13.
I can't carry anymore.
I don't need that anyway. Let's see. We'll keep going Vitality. I'm not going to allocate that stat point because it's not... We don't need it for anything. See what we got over here. I didn't even realize I had a key to open that, but sure.
Not enough mana.
Use Spectre or how to use Cold? Don't know. But at any rate, got what we needed, which is a nice level out of the tower again. But we are up to 13. On the other hand, we got such good experience there. Maybe we'll run a couple more. Those guys are really fast. They're gonna hit really hard. So we'll try and keep our static up on them. Nice. I'm sure there was a cleaner way to do that, but if I'm not being honest, that was pretty good for me. But what I want to do is go grab that eagle orb, because that could be potentially like a faster cast rate with a nice skill on it. But we'll see. Just hop in here. Oh good, you guys are coming out. I mean, I feel like one thing I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with here too is just managing the potions. 'Cause usually I don't like to play the characters that at least start off with, fairly intense gameplay styles. So I typically will go for something like, an Amazon that can pretty much do whatever she wants. Tal-Ith. I mean, it's not nothing, but actually let me pull up the summit. I'm glad to see that their website's running again. Yeah, it was Neff is the rune that we need. So unfortunately the Iths won't help, but oh yeah, the Iths are too far. Ith will at least give us a Tal. Not that we really need a Tal for anything. So we're still kind of short here on runes. But let's give Fireball a shot. See what Fireball can do for us.
Good day.
It's a nice thing about Pluggy is normally you wouldn't, let's see, Frozen, nothing. Normally you wouldn't want to do Fireball just because it's not the most effective use of your skills. I'm going to keep this up at about 5 yards. We might even go a little bit higher than 5 yards. Just kind of depends. Cool, we got a level 2, and then we'll just dump the rest into Firebolt. Set that there, and the rest of them. Alright, so we're doing 21 to 36. Let's see how the Fireball does at 21 to 36. These guys aren't really fair comparisons because they're... Ooh, Gem Shrine. We don't actually need a Gem Shrine for anything. That'll be nice, Mana Recharge Shrine. Too bad Gem Shrines don't work for runes, but that would be like way overpowered if Gem Shrines work. Look at that Fireball go. I do enjoy Fireball. Plus it's classic, you know, just sorcerer's Fireball. Not bad considering it costs the same as our Charge Bolt, and it's a heck of a lot easier for me to aim because I'm not... You can aim Charge Bolt just fine once you get used to it, but I'm just not particularly used to it. So it's nice that Fireball is like point and click, right? Aim at the thing you want to be blown up and send a Fireball over there and blow it up. The slight downside is if you miss, you miss, right? You don't hit. The Charge Bolt has kind of a, what would you call it, randomness to it, that has a chance of hitting even if you don't, you know, click directly on the monster, which is, it's kind of nice, right? You have an opportunity to hit even if you didn't aim perfectly or the monster moved, right? They ran over to one side. So yeah, we'll stick with Fireball. I like Fireball. I mean, it certainly does make short work of enemies like that. Wow, that Mana Recharge Shrine sure did not last very long, did it? Might be one of those 80-second shrines or something like that. Alright, fingers crossed we get ourselves an Eth rune this time, because we're gonna go till about maybe 9:45 too. I swear my mouse gets oddly set. I know it doesn't. It's probably just me, but I really don't like it when I sit down. Like, they must know that that's not good to do. And yet they do it anyway. Nice. Fireball kind of helps in here too, because it's just, I mean, you can watch it, right, compared to Charge Bolts. It gets to where it's going a lot faster. So that, coupled with 30 FCR that we've got, means that we can go into something like that and throw off an awful lot of fireballs pretty fast. And it still hits for an okay area, right? It's not nothing. See, like right there, why did I suddenly shoot in the opposite direction? Very strange. Okay, cool though. We've got another Neph rune. So let's do one more run of the tower to get us to 14. And then all we need is either a Neph rune or an Eth rune. And we'll just hope that we pick one of those up on our way to...
Yes.
What is it? Like, what's Tal need? 17, 18? 17. Alright, so hopefully in the next 3 levels. after we get to 14 in the tower,
Yes?
we'll just come across an Eth rune. If not, you know, maybe we come back and we run tower a couple more times. But we definitely want it. Stealth is like kind of a must-have. Faster cast rate, faster hit recovery, faster run walk. Like, I mean, we'll probably use stealth for a huge chunk of leveling this character up. So definitely worth grabbing. Like, everything after stealth benefits from having stealth. But we can always come back. You know, maybe we get to like 18, right? And then we come back when we've got teleport. Or maybe even 20 or something like that, when we've, you know, got 1 or 2 points in teleport, and we can get some of the, I mean, that would involve going all the way through Act 2 without stealth, which would kind of suck. I don't know, we'll see. Rune farming is okay. Like, I don't mind rune farming, but it's also not like my favorite thing ever. I mean, we still level up pretty darn fast in here. And we can always actually up the player count, too, to get more experience. So we could, you know, go up to 16 in here without too much trouble. I think we'll just keep going Fireball for now. It does a nice, healthy amount of damage. Maybe our free point that we get in Act 2, we'll throw that back into Static Field, because it's really nice to have a large range on your Static Field, because it means you can, you know, stay further away from the monsters and they're trying to hit you. We don't really need a rejuvenation potion, but we'll hold on to it. Sure does make short work of the Fallens. That's nice. Devil King. Chipped Ruby? Sure. I think when we finally do get teleport, I will rebind that R key, because we don't seem to be in a bad position with stamina anymore, in the sense that we don't so I don't really need to toggle between run and walk anymore. I am definitely happy with our switch over to Fireball. It seems to be pretty effective. Okay, Countess, let's make this the last time that I need to be down here. What do you think? Can we do that? Let's go in this way. We've never gone in this way before.
Not enough mana.
Eth rune. Wow, Raltal Eth. Very nice. Let's rock and roll. That should be enough time that we can get to Andariel. There's our Tal Eth. We got a Ral rune. We actually have 2 Ral runes, so we are probably going to end up throwing those into our skull cap there. So that when it does come time to get to Act 4, we will have plenty of fire res. We won't have to worry about fire res anyway. We're doing okay on gold, so we'll stash up on both of those. I think I'll throw some of my potions into the stash, because we don't need those now, but there may come a time later where we need those. And even if we don't, we can always up them to full rejuvenation potions, which is always nice. Always nice to have full rejuvenation potions. But this is cool. We got everything we need. Like I said, not the fastest in the world, but hey, we're not speedrunning. We're just having a good time. relaxing a little bit. It's a long weekend. A little bit of Diablo 2 is a good way to start a long weekend, so I am a-okay doing some rune farming on a nice Friday night. Winston's here. He's completely sacked out. He doesn't mind at all. Those little quill rats, or whatever they are out here, thorn beasts, surprisingly deadly. Hard to see their little thorn things when you send them out. And they hit for an okay amount of damage. Surprisingly deadly. I was surprised. When I picked up the game, after, you know, however many years of not playing it, I kept dying to those things. I'm like, did they buff those in the intervening like 15 years from when I played? No. They've always been that strong. So many of those things. Oh, hey, look, archers. Now they're undead archers. At least the undead archers, though, don't freeze you when they hit. It's just so satisfying. I gotta say, I like the gameplay of the Fireball Frost Nova source. Like, it's great to just run into the group, freeze them, and then, like, throw a fireball at them. Like, that's pretty enjoyable. Alright, it's over here. I never remember, like I said, I'm terrible at reading maps. I have notes written somewhere about which way you need to go. And that one is supposed to be pretty easy because you can just read it. Like just the direction of that waypoint back there decides which way the next area is, the barracks. I just don't know what it is. And it obviously wasn't that way. It's also kind of nice now. We're getting to the point. We're kind of well, I mean, we're not over-leveled. We're just normally leveled, right? We would be over-leveled for a speedrunner if Llama was trying to do this. But date, you know, not Llama. But we're a normal level for just, you know, running through the game. I'm just going to back away from him, throw the fireball so that we don't get hit by this. We got hit anyway. Combat Shrine is utterly useless for us. We will go ahead and find the hammer down here. Excuse me, the malice. Because the malice will allow us to imbue something. I don't know that we necessarily need to imbue anything in particular right now, but it can be nice to imbue maybe a nice circlet. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's, you know, hesitant to imbue anything because the imbue gets better the bigger your level.
Not enough mana.
Really? No. Yeah. Thank you. So I'm always hesitant, given that I know we're going to play this character for a long time. I know eventually we're just going to find all that stuff, so the imbue quest is just one of those things where you think, you know, why now? What if I just save it? Can I get, you know, a better imbue when I do it at level 75? Or should I just do it now so that I can actually use the thing? Right? If we wait till 75, kind of a long ways away. Hey, look at those guys. Was this fire? Sure. Fish in a barrel. So actually the speedrun meta for sorceresses relies on kind of a group like that, where you've got a bunch of fallen champions. They always show up at the same place in the map. and you just have to keep respawning the map over and over and over and over again, which is really tedious because it takes you like, I think 6 or 7 minutes just to run out to the jail in order to get the right map, which is, I don't know, it hasn't exactly killed it. I think this would probably be a decent map for something like that, but even this is kind of far away, so I would imagine a speedrunner might not even want to do something like that, but who knows what goes through the minds of somebody who's trying to do a source speedrun. They're just crazy. Is this hardcore? Oh god, no. I am nowhere near good enough to run a sorceress on hardcore. I have a single player barbarian on Pluggy, or on, yeah, it is Pluggy, but the PD2 mod, who is on hardcore. Because over there I can take it nice and slow, and he's got melee splash, so, you know, it's doable over there, but over here, nah. Just not good enough for that. Which I don't mind at all. Like, I'm totally fine not having it. Maybe someday, but the idea is to run this for, this will probably be the account that we use until Remastered comes out, and then maybe even when Remastered comes out, if we can find a way to transfer this over. I mean, I guess we would need Pluggy to be updated to the remaster in order to do that. But I guarantee I would die at some point. So I'm just
Not enough mobs.
not in that game right now. I don't know, I forgot I was picking up my scrolls for whatever reason. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll run down to, we'll go ahead and kill Andariel. Because we're not terribly far off. We got to get through the jail and then down into the catacombs. But that's not that bad. If anybody in chat does happen to know the directions of any of the maps, if you are good at reading maps, just shout it out. Save us a little bit of running. Wow. That guy hit for a ton of cold damage. We almost bit the dust right there. In fact, I am not even sure how we survived that. I mean, I know how we did. Our life stayed above 0, so that is how, but we could use some better res, as evidenced by the fact that a Frost Nova explosion almost just killed us. Could always use res. Jail level 3. Cool. Only 2 levels away from our stealth, so that'll be nice. But we're just going to keep pumping Fireball for now. I think I do need to save a point. I'll have to double check the tree. I know we are absolutely getting teleported at 18. But I thought there was one other way.
I need mobs.
I just don't remember. Ta-da! Inner cloister. It's not so bad. We'll go pick up some potions because I was running pretty low on those. We'll identify some stuff. Faster hit recovery. I mean, honestly, not bad. What do we? I mean, we already have it. At least we get a fraction of poison arrows on there. 3 defense is junk. Hi, Winston. How you doing, buddy? You about ready for bed? I know. We'll go to bed here soon, buddy. Maybe, what, 10 minutes? 20 minutes? I know, buddy. Where's my... There. No. I don't really want to become famous. Chat settings, show mod, delete. Oh, I need to figure out how to get the chat to show up. I bet it's just a new window capture.
I need mana.
Do you? Do you need mana? Or do you just think? I know there's a super unique sitting over there, a skeleton, but I also know that he... Well, I don't know. I think
This place
that he has a
chills
very
me to the
strong
bone.
frost nova, because he's cold enchanted. Think. So we'll just skip him. Excuse you. Rather rude. Those are hard little guys to see, too. So Catacomb's got like 4 levels, one of which is the 4th level, which has no... it's a fixed map, so... Essentially just 3 levels, even though there technically is a 4th level. A couple of things that could kind of ruin our day down here. The little ratmen are just hard to see. And then we could walk into a pack of the Tainteds, the guys who are shooting lightning bolts. If they have like the wrong enchantment on them, right? If they're like a super unique group, it's kind of a bad news bears situation. But for the most part, they won't be able to kill us. As long as we don't, you know, get put into hit recovery, and they have the wrong enchantment, and they all fire at exactly the same time, we should be able to manage. I'm going to just take a wild guess and say that it's over here. We should really keep our armor up, too. On level 2 as well, we're going to look for the waypoint. Small jump. I don't think we're ever going to come back and farm Andario on Rome, but in case we ever want to, we will have the Catacombs waypoint, because we will look for it on level 2. First, we got to get there, which is here. Catacombs level 2. And since I see the speedrunners do it, and I know roughly why they do it, we'll drop a TP here, which is pointless TP. Okay, pretend I didn't do that. Pretend it was that one. Nobody saw that. The idea being that if we run off in this direction and we find the waypoint, chances are we have to run in the opposite direction to find level 3.
I can't carry anymore.
Which means we'd have to run all the way back across the map in order to do that, which is kind of a long way. So if we set that TP, then when we find the waypoint, we take the waypoint back to town. Excuse you, sir. Not very nice. And then run through town to get back in the waypoint and pop out over there. So it's just kind of a time save of all of a few seconds.
I need mana. Not
Spooters
enough
can
mana.
also hurt pretty bad. You know what else can hurt is scratching your nose while things are attacking you. It's all
I need
possible.
mana.
I'm not really killing stuff either, unless A, there's a pretty decent pack of them, or B, they're unique, or C, they're in my way. Because mostly I just want to run down to Andario. We are plenty large enough, big enough level at this level. What are we, 16, something like that, that we can handle Andario. There's our waypoint. And sure, let's just, as a proof of concept, this is why we set that waypoint, to save us sort of running out and around there. Because evidently level 3 is going to be down in this direction. Tainteds are falling nice, that's nice. Try to keep our armor up, I will try to remember that. We'll just run by the spider. Spiders actually have a fair amount of fire res, as I recall. Because they certainly hit with a fair amount of fire damage. So we just try to skip them. Man, I love that fireball. It's usually my go-to skill for Amazons too. They have an exploding arrow, which works pretty much the same way. But unfortunately, the Amazon is much slower at getting to level 12 when she gets her exploding arrow compared to how fast the sorceress can get to 12, and she gets fireball. And also, sorcerers can generally cast fireballs faster, because it's easier for her to find faster cast rate gear than it is for the Amazon to find increased attack speed gear. I do not know, like, the exact damage per second calculation between the two, but there you have it. Cool. Level 3, one more to go. We should be able to finish this up by 10. Especially if we get lucky and find a quick level 4. I wonder if it was right there behind us. I don't know. All we can hope for. Nice quick level 4. Excuse you, Mr. Afflicted. I should really measure how many of those we actually have to cast in order to kill them so that I stop wasting so much. I mean, we've got plenty of gold. It's not like we're going to have to go gold farming or anything like that. But if it saves us, you know, if we can shoot in one to kill, might as well do that. Dead end. I think this is all dead end down here. Go over here, go straight. Nothing out here. This champion pack, or boss pack.
Not enough mana.
What are you talking about? Wow, we got pretty lucky right there. I don't know how we avoided that particular death right there. I mean, I'll take it, but it's a close one. We might be 16 by the time we're out of Act 1, but we'll see. Depends on how many things get in my way down here. I just can't resist the clickables. I know there's virtually no chance they have anything useful in them. It's just so much fun. It's so addicting. I think it was. Now that we've ran through this entire level, when we first came out of there, I looked at that and I said, that sure does look like the tile that would have level 4 on it. Sure enough. Off in this direction. At least it wasn't actually the tile. It's just headed in the right direction. This could be our death back here. We're just going to keep on walking. Excuse me. We're just going to keep on walking. Ta-da. those guys can hit hard enough, and they all have ranged attacks that I just don't feel like dying to them right now. Supposedly you can shut this door. I've never been able to shut that door. It's always been blocked by something. In this particular case, I feel like it's blocked by me, but we're definitely going to set a safety TP down here for Andariel. Because she's very likely to kill us. So we'll set that over here, throw a couple of potions together. Excuse you.
Not enough mana.
Don't hit them.
Not enough mana.
Okay, we're just gonna run back to town. We'll grab a couple of potions. Static field was doing its work there. I'll also grab just like 2 antidote potions and drink those. I'm gonna actually hold on to that, not because it's useful for us, but because it sells for 5k, which means it'll sell for more in the next area. I don't really need a plain FCR ring. Wow. It's a lot of FCR rings. It's surprising to come across them. How convenient that we happen to get a large charm with 25 poison res, or 20 poison res, right as we happen to be going up against Andariel. How convenient. Yeah, so we're not doing anything with that staff. We're not going to use it or anything like that. We're just keeping it because it will sell for a lot more in the next area. Oops. I think we can just fireball Andariel now. I actually completely forgot about our antidote potions, which we can take now. Sacred Globe. Hey, fingers crossed that that globe has a little bit of faster cast rate and a useful skill on it.
The evil queen has fallen.
We are also going to bug Andariel, which in order to bug Andariel, all we have to do, go back, talk to Wurov, go east, and then save and quit. And then we'll come back in and take a look at our goodies. Wurov, where you at? There you are.
The caravan. Good day.
Let's go east. Okay, so Andariel is now bugged. So the bug for Andariel just means that she will get her
Greetings.
quest drop every time that we kill her, rather than her loot table goes down after the first time you kill her. The first time is the highest loot table. Nothing there. Absolute trash. We do not need that at all. And we're just going to sell all of our minor pots, because now we can upgrade to regular pots. Or light, I think, pots on the next one. We're almost up to 16. We will definitely get to use our stealth in Act 2. But we don't really need it right now. Poison res. Yeah, let's take 17 faster hit recovery. That'll help us, because we do get hit a fair amount. 955, we'll just do, a little bit of potion shopping here and then call it a night.
How do I know I get
Winston is very much ready to go to bed. Let's see, sell that. Hold on to those. I think we'll keep up with the 3 slots. That seemed to be working pretty well for us. Cool, there we go. Stash our gold so that in the event that we do die, which is practically inevitable, we don't lose quite as much. Stash these. Sell that wand. Topaz is kind of nice. It's kind of our first step to magic finding. We'll hold on to it in case we come across either more topaz or a gem shrine, because it'll help us, or it'll get upgraded to a flawless topaz, which can then eventually be upgraded to a perfect topaz, and that'll give us some magic find that we could maybe throw into a helmet. Like I said, we're going to end up wearing stealth for a long time. We could actually save this all the way to Act 3 and sell it for even more back there, but I'm kind of tired of carrying it around. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take off. Winston is here. He is sacked out and ready for bed. If you haven't met Winston before, that's Winston. He is, let me see if I can get a better shot of him. There you go. That's Winston. He is super sleepy right now. It's well past his bedtime. So, put that back. Yeah, that was pretty good. Oh, you can't see the ship from that angle. There you go. You can see it from that angle. So thanks for coming out on a Friday night, hanging out with me, or if you're not out here on a Friday night, watching the video. Stay safe out there. Get yourself vaccinated if you're in California like we are. Get $50 for being vaccinated right now, and the joy of not dying, which is always, a plus. I don't know when I'll stream next, but whenever I do, hope I see you then. Stay happy, stay safe. See y'all.